And welcome to the big chat. I am Sportcat, and I am here tonight with my good lord, co-host. You'd think I've been drinking, Cheyenne. Not yet. Soon, not yet.
Not
To
yet.
talk all things Big Brother, and the episode was great. And towards the end of the show, we'll have spoilers. And Cheyenne had to change her glasses; they got fogged up. I understand.
It was it was a juicy week. It's been a juicy week already.
Yeah, yeah, it has. And I gotta tell you, I am here for this. Remember when I told you the beginning of the season, I wanted this. We've had all these boring seasons. Let's just get that crap out of the way and let's
can
have
we
some fun.
can
And
we just
Captain Chaos is delivering.
he's delivering all right.
Special delivery.
Yes. Woo.
Um,
Had to go back and rewatch that a couple times.
oh, apparently I've missed it. I'll have to.
Oh yes. It's all over the Facebook page.
Okay. Well, if I can't find it, I'm sure you can
No.
point me in the direction.
I probably have it saved somewhere.
Yeah. So
Yeah. You little
three
little
months is a
little
long.
Tucker Rubina action.
Yeah, well, 3 months is a long time to be cooped up without any. What am I saying? I'm married, so
It the drama after Cedric leaving has been ridiculous.
yes. And on the outside, Cedric is with Matt and is stirring it up with sweet Kenny K.
Oh, and he was doing I think it was a TikTok live with with Lisa. Thank you, Salty Dog. But yeah, there was a TikTok live. I think it was either like TikTok or Instagram that he was doing with Lisa and talking about how shocked he was that of everything that happened. And I through this whole episode, I just wanted to I just wanted to punch Brooke in the face so many times.
Yes.
So many
Yes.
times.
Yes. I didn't like her at the beginning.
You know, I didn't have a problem with her until everything it like this episode should have just been titled Brooke.
Yes. Because
And it makes me wonder too with all the Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, bye, Salty Dog. At the beginning, when she's holding Rabina's hands and saying, "I'm sorry, this is not real. This is not real." What? When did she try and become Empress?
No, we can go back to the beginning of this episode where and this was during Thursday night during Cedric's elimination, that she flat out goes up and tells Rabina that everybody's sending her home.
Yeah. And this is not real in the house. We're gonna love you on the outside. It's like I hear the Democrats tell me I ain't feeling my pocketbook shrinking. That's not what you're feeling. What am I feeling? I got kicked out of the house. That's what I'd be saying if I was Cedric.
It's just because I agree with what like T-Core goes in to say later in last night's episode.
I mean, Sunday night's episode.
Yeah. It was a hard last night.
All right, I'm in another world up here.
Like it wasn't a good decision either way. because I think, especially after last night, and I feel like even on Thursday, of getting to see her compete, that Rubina can hold her own. She's tiny, but she can hold her own.
Oh yeah,
Um,
agreed.
and I think there was, nobody had seen her do anything, so they were automatically counting her out.
Yeah, I don't think she
Um,
competed in one contest.
mm-mm, nope. And so I think that's why automatically she was better for everybody's game, because Cedric was a good competitor. Um, but I still agree with what Tucker said. And I guess it just depends on which side you're playing the game. Are you getting all the weaklings out first, or are you getting all the strong ones out first?
Agreed. Agreed.
So, well, we started off with last night's episode of, and it made it worse, the glasses he was wearing. Uh, Quinn just starts crying, getting all upset because he's the reason that Cedric got evicted somehow. It's his fault.
Well, technically,
And
that's correct.
partially, but I feel like I think it was just a pity cry.
Oh, I think everything he does is a pity cry.
And God, I just if I don't say it enough tonight, I really hate Brooke. I really hate her. I really hate her. I hate her.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
So she is somehow grasping at straws that everyone lied to her to make her look bad. Do you
It's all
recall anybody lying to her?
no, no. They just conveniently left her out because, well, they didn't care. They had the votes.
And I mean, Chemo has it pretty well down. As long as they've got the 5 votes,
Yeah,
they're good.
yeah. That's all they needed. Yeah, absolutely. That's all they needed.
And where they're at now, they've got the 5. So, but so T-Core and Chemo say that they knew that they had to take the chance to save Rabina after MJ won, because further down, basically T-Core says that she pretty much wanted it to be down to MJ and Rabina to send MJ home, because she had this connection built up with Rabina and with Cedric. But at that point, then, as I plainly wrote it, Brooklyn acts like a shady bitch, telling Rabina everyone was voting her out.
Yeah, this isn't real. We love you, but you got to go. There's the door.
Yeah, yeah. And Chelsea is getting all butthurt because she feels like it was a very clear decision to keep Cedric, and she doesn't understand why it was such a hard decision for T-Core. But like Tucker said, you had to vote out the best competitors first, which I also kind of feel like, and I feel like Rabina would agree, Cedric was the better competitor over Rabina. So they had to get rid of him first.
Yeah,
And
had to go.
I don't think that she would take that any kind of way. Just facts are facts. So Joseph was kind of a wild card on which side he would be voting on for that evening, but he makes it a point to say that he notices how he was pretty much influenced by seeing how Leah was acting with Chemo. She was sitting there like
Holding
squeezing
his
his
hand.
hand, and that was kind of the signal to him of she wouldn't be doing that if she wasn't voting the same way that they were. And Rubina, I love her. Just she is shooketh. She says she is shooketh.
Yep.
I don't know, because she's got a shady little bitch telling her that she's gonna be the one to leave. So
This isn't real.
and
Somebody's telling her that as she's going out the door.
this isn't real. It's not real.
We'll
And see you in hell, bitch. So while they're in the kitchen together, Tucker and Rubina, Tucker makes the comment that Brooklyn's face gave it all away because she just had that.
Oh yeah, we posted a picture of it on the news show that she looked like she'd sucked on a lemon.
And he now doesn't trust her because she was supposed to be in the 5 Points Alliance that was kind of created to make sure that Rubina was safe, but yet now she's all butthurt because everybody blindsided her. And he was sneaking in some smooches then too. So
come on now, don't interrupt the Brooklyn show.
I'm here for the Rucker action. That's what I want to see.
Ooh.
So Chelsea says that Joseph, T-Core, and Chemo basically chickened out. So now it's basically her, Brooke, Cam, and Quinn against the rest of the house. Originally, it was just Chelsea, Brooke, and Cam against the house, and then Quinn walks in, and he gets added in because he didn't get to vote. And when the shade started really hitting, because you see Leah make her way to head into the bedroom, and Chelsea peeks her head out, sees her, shuts the door right in her face.
Yeah, that was shady-ish. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Quinn starts getting all emotional again, saying that if the visionaries with him, T-Core, and Chemo was even a thing and they cared about him even a little bit, they wouldn't have done what they did.
For the Spotify fans, you can't see my eyes rolling.
And as they made it blatantly clear last week, the whole point was to make a blow at the Pentagon, which was the alliance inside of the collective. So they got rid of one of their stronger players. So now they're all kind of scattered and fending for themselves. There's not enough of them against the rest of the house. Because once that happened, the collective was pretty much blown up for the second time. I think that might be telling that, hey, maybe let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
But so now it's down to the 4 of them. So it really is pretty much the house against them. But neither Keymore, good Lord. I'm just going to call that for the 2 of them because they're always together. Keymore.
Yes, they are almost inseparable.
Yeah. So neither of them feel sorry for how they voted. And T-Core makes it a point to say that it was the least nervous and the most confident she felt walking into a vote. So then Quinn comes in to talk to them and was kind of like, hey, I thought the plan was voting to keep Cedric. And Chemo is like, nah, basically her and I knew that we couldn't vote to not keep Rubina. And Quinn is like, okay, so was I left out because I couldn't vote, or was I left out because I was left out? And granted, at a good chunk of the time, I mean, think Chemo pretty much had his mind made up, but T-Core was still kind of on edge there for a good bit. But she says the only reason that anyone was left out was because they didn't know what they were going to do yet.
That's correct.
So then in walks Brooke, the pissiest look on her face, telling him that, well, y'all know what you did. And like, you could have let a girl know. And like, you know what that did to me. Like, what did to you? Nobody did anything to you.
That's right. This is all the Brooklyn show. Come on now. Well, another thing that she should have been thinking about other possibilities, because T-Core and Chemo, like I said, they're side by side. They had made this decision 2 days before and really didn't get the wheels in motion until almost right before eviction. So if she had been paying attention, as observant as she would have noticed them going to the other people. Like for a week they've sat with
because
each other,
they were
and then
they
boom,
were being pretty darn smart about it too. Like, I give it props for Chemo being like, all we got to have is the 5 people. That's all we got to have.
Yeah, you got to know your math, and he knew his math. And Joseph was a wild man, but if Joseph said, "Yeah, I'm with you," but I got to admit on Joseph, yeah, he said the hand thing. But let's just face it, Joseph fell smack into this and fell smack into the new posse. I love Hosea.
And face first into the mat. So
yeah.
So
and then he fell getting off them.
Yep. And so Brooke says that she doesn't get mad. She gets even. And she hopes that luck is on their side for the rest of the season because they'll need it. And to me, that sounds a little bit like a threat.
Yes, it did.
Where's Angela when we need her? So Quinn is, again, still super upset about everything. And Brooke tells him that he is playing a loyal game while other people aren't. And they want to see hell raised piss off a mother from Texas.
Well, I guess she should have been a part of it.
Got her facts straight before she did anything.
Yeah. Well, she didn't even bother going around asking, "What are you voting for? Who are you voting for?"
Nope.
Yeah. So if you don't ask, how are you going to know? Hello, Brenda. How are you going to know? I mean,
no, she is making an ass out of herself on TV. Same thing that she did with the whole Angela thing.
Yes.
Nobody targeted you. And nobody left you and nobody left you out of anything. You knew you were part of Fifth Avenue. You knew these people were all together to keep Rabina. If Tucker was in there, you knew what the decision was going to be. So you can't say that they blindsided you and you think that in a room full of Rabina, Tucker, Chemo, and T-Core that they're all going to vote for her to go home.
Exactly.
Then you're a dumbass.
Exactly. As he said, that's McDorkatron.
Yeah. You got it, Chris.
He's right. He's 100% right, because, like I said, she thought she had all the cards and had dealt them, and she was in charge. So she didn't bother to go around and clean up on aisle 7 behind herself.
No, and it was and to me, the flat out of it is she was in there when everything it comes down to Fifth Avenue for me. She knew why they were all there. She knew why it was formed. Rabina was collecting people to have on her side.
Yes.
And she could have what did she think she was infiltrating Fifth Avenue for the Pentagon or something, and that everybody was just going to up and turn on Rubina? No, you're stupid. You are stupid.
Yes. Well, she was also pulling a Quinn-like game, being in every group.
Yeah, but playing a loyal game.
Oh yeah, she's
And
very
some
loyal.
people aren't.
Yes, people aren't.
Well, then we have our HOH competition time, the firewall. And of course, Tucker says that there's no chance in hell that Quinn's beating him. It got there. But so all it is they have to hold on for as long as possible while things are being sprayed at them and they're being tilted, and
they slime them, they pour cold water on them.
They're basically on Nickelodeon Slime Time Live. So so coincidentally, right after saying she wanted to make her third head of house win, Angela is the first off and only lasted 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
I'm better than that.
Well, there wasn't, nothing had happened yet besides the wall being tilted. Now, if we're talking about like once the slime starts coming at you, that's one thing, but yeah. So earliest was 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Longest was 31 minutes and 45 seconds, just for a comparison there.
Yeah. And I didn't have time. I haven't had time since I'm up here in the Northern Kingdom to go back and look. But if I understand correctly from other podcasts and Twitter, or excuse me, X, this was the shortest wall competition in Big Brother history.
Well, just as a head, I fully believe that Tucker probably could have lasted 45 minutes. They were already at 31, 45. He could have totally made it to 45 minutes.
Yeah. He was playing mind games with Quinn.
Oh yeah, I loved it. It was great. They were just
attack this.
Oh, and Tucker has apparently studied wrestling somewhere along with his CIA training somewhere too. So
where does he's got wrestling training? He's a CIA agent. He's an actor. He's
a model. He's a chef.
He's a chef. He owns his own company. He's Cody Calafiori's friend from previous seasons. Where casting did a shitty great job this season.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, pulling from people that were, and then tonight I haven't followed it up, but T-Core either has a sister or a friend that was on Survivor 41.
All right.
So I'll have to find out. Tucker may be a fake and a blowhard.
Leave Brenda. You leave him alone.
He is playing the game.
You leave him alone.
He's playing it right.
I just want to keep saying he's playing awesome and he's got a pretty face. Leave him alone.
He's got CBS's ratings through the roof.
Yes, and a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah. So.
Well, then we have Chemo as the second off there, who lasted 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Then you could see him struggling, but that'd be me too. I'd just be like, screw this.
Oh yeah. Well, after I was attacked by the dog, I couldn't hold anything in my left hand, so I'd have been down.
So then everyone is sprayed with slime for the virus. And Joseph just decides after seeing Angel and Chemo over there that he's just going to throw the competition and let's go as the third off at 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And then one right after the other, we have Leah, who's the fourth off at 8 minutes 25 seconds. Then Chelsea being the fifth off at 8 minutes and 30 seconds. What I thought was quite funny was if you saw how T-Core was dressed during the whole thing, like the giant shirt and the leggings, and she's just going, yeah, and how many of y'all said I was going to be the first one off here? So then everyone is sprayed by the sprinkler system, which then T-Core is the sixth off at, but jumping up from 8 minutes to 14 minutes and 45 seconds. So then they are hit with the cooling gel, and it was one right after the other. So I would have liked to see the seconds difference, but MJ and Brooke fell off one right after the other, but it showed it right at 18 minutes. So then they got air blown between them several times. They were rained on again. And so that left it down to Rubina, Cam, Quinn, and Tucker. So go girl for that. And so then, because MJ and Brooke were off at 18 minutes even, Rubina was ninth off at 22 minutes and 37 seconds. Then there was more air blown up in between them. Then they were hit twice with more goo of sorts, which bless Cam, because his feet were slipping. He was having a hard time.
Yes. I don't know what his shoe size is, but he was having a hard time staying on that board. And I thought, like, that one time, I think it was the first clip where they put the sound effect with it. I thought he was going down butt first and hit his head going down, but he held it all. I think, 3 times, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. So he was then 10th off at 28 minutes and 56 seconds, which leaves us down to Quinn and Tucker, who are, and I mean, Tucker's just like leaning back there like it's no big deal, and Quinn is just like, I can't see anything. I'm stuck here. So then they start like shit talking each other, and Tucker's like, well, here, I'll make you a deal. You jump off and I'll keep you safe. And Quinn's like, no, we'll do it the reverse. You jump off, I'll keep you safe. So then let's see, that was a jump from 28 minutes to Quinn falls off in 11th at 31 minutes and 45 seconds, making Tucker the winner. And they then go slide through all the slime on the cushiony part where, that they fell off on. And Rubina is laughing maniacally, yelling at the camera that karma is a bitch. Yep. And she says at that point too, she doesn't care if anybody sees how excited she is for him, because she is. And I mean, I can't keep track anymore. Is this like the 6th he's won? 7th? I feel like it's probably the 5th or 6th.
Yeah, because I think the veto is like 7.
Yeah, so he fucking killed it.
Yes.
So then we go more inside of Joseph is telling Chemo, because I feel like you can kind of tell that Chemo is kind of conflicted, but Joseph tells him that they all made the right decision. They made the right move. He was really unsure about it at first, but Chemo was right when they told him that that's what they needed to do.
Yeah.
So Quinn is really, really super butthurt that he lost.
Oh, yes.
And more so, he says, for the fact of basically the other three that were counting on him to win. But I think it just was a gut punch to his pride that he lost to Tucker. So Brooke is originally in there trying to, console him, and even Rabina comes in and is, like, you played good, you did awesome, like.
Yeah.
And
Just
so
weren't
then,
good enough.
yeah. So then after Rabina leaves, Brooke tells him that Tucker is a robot and his time is coming. And they're all having a big party up in the HOH room, and Chemo suggests that they add Tucker, or that they add Joseph to the tanks, which Brooke is now out of Fifth Avenue, which turned into the tanks of being Rabina, Tucker, Chemo, T-Court, and Angela.
And Doc.
So, yes, like very, very bottom right,
Please let
like
me.
like
Please.
laying on the floor looking up at their pictures. Um,
Please. No.
I can just be on the bottom. It's fine. So, Joseph starts heading up that way because they were watching everything on the camera. So they decide to make it 6th Avenue, adding him. And I thought it was actually a pretty good moment of Quinn coming in to talk to Tucker, and Tucker telling him, like, no, you've rocked it out. You've done really good. Don't beat yourself up over it. And, you're a really good competitor, and I really don't want to see you go home, which of course Quinn doesn't believe. He doesn't buy it.
And I don't blame him. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, after so much beef between them,
yeah.
but I mean, I feel like you could tell he was being genuine there. Like, you're like, you played really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well played. So, and
yeah,
I won my
like,
way out of it. So, yeah.
if I would have put my money on it, I would have put it down to Cam and Tucker. I wouldn't have thought Quinn would have lasted that long. But he passes the idea to Quinn of wanting him to be a pawn because Chelsea, Cam, and Brooke are his targets because they're creating their own little clique of it's the whole house against them, which it pretty much, I mean, they're right. It is, but
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Tucker wants to meet with the three of them and tell them that Quinn is his target to see kind of what they'll tell him, because I don't believe it has at that point flat out been stated who the three were that voted for Cedric as opposed to Rabina. So Brooke comes in and thinks that if she tells him everything, that'll buy her honesty points with him. And she flat out says it was me, Chelsea, and Cam. I know that for a
Yes.
fact. So then when this was like the same thing I think he did, was it 2 weeks ago, where he was trying to see what they'd tell him, if they'd tell him the truth about everything. And so Chelsea comes in and he basically asks her, like, who were the three of them? And she tells him that she thought that she was the only one voting for Cedric. which of course Tucker now knows is bullcrap. I mean, he knew that was bullcrap already, but Brooklyn has given him the exact details of it was the three of us. And then Cam comes in, and Cam will admit that it was him and Chelsea, but says that he doesn't know who the third person was. So then Tucker has to make the decision of who he's going to put up with Quinn. So they have the nomination ceremony, and he puts up Quinn, Cam, and Brooke. And then we get the news drop this evening.
Hold on a minute. I need a warning here, a spoiler alert warning of some site, because we're about to blow it up. So hold on, let me find a spoiler alert button.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
That's right, and that was just on one show. Spoiler alert: if you haven't been watching and you're just a casual drive-by, we're about to give you some juicy details. So, my favorite competition next to OTEV is hide and go seek veto. That's what they played. And when you do, what you do is you have your card, and it's about I don't know, an 8.5 by 11 board card. You hide it somewhere, and each house guest is given X time to go in and find the different ones and bring it out and put it up. And the object of the game is to find your own and find the most.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Brooklyn, and you go in multiple times because I think they're only given 2 minutes at a time. And some people like what was his name from she can't hear me. Why can't she hear me? Turn your volume up, Brenda. What was it? James. He went into the kitchen during the first season that I saw this, and he just opened up all the cereal boxes and just throwing them up in the air. And he wasn't even like trying; he was just having fun. Well, what got Brooklyn in trouble? Brooklyn went straight to all of Tucker's stuff, threw it out, made a mess of it, and dumped stuff on it, and then tried to blame it on Quinn. Yeah, because there was an explosion when Tucker come in and found that, because he thought it was Quinn.
Now I did see part of that in the chat. He was pretty mad.
Yeah, he was furious. I don't blame him. I mean, your personal effects is somebody pulls them out and throws them all over and then puts stuff on them. Come on, that's not the purpose of the game. So, yeah, so I'm not sure who knew, but they gave Brooklyn up. And so he was like, okay, I got you.
I remember that.
You just think Quinn's my target. And he said that the veto competition show was going to be amazing. And from what I've already heard from production people, they're having to edit it. He took so long illustrating to where he was getting to.
Wow.
So, yeah, so I can't wait for this episode. Tucker won the power of veto from the hide and go seek veto. And he used it. He didn't have to, but he used it. Who did you use it on, Shay?
Took his old boy Quinn off there. Sneaky little bastard.
Expect the unexpected.
I mean, at this point, they should know it's coming from him.
They should. Brooklyn.
I mean,
lost her shit.
he had him fooled last week too.
Yeah.
And that's not only did like T-Core and Chemo wreak havoc with what they did, but he had them all believing that he was going to do something crazy last week too, and he didn't. He just used it on himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Tucker. And my boy Jose, if he falls into everything and he's like, yeah, I meant to do that. Cam, I don't even, is Cam playing? Honestly, is he playing? He just, it's like whimsical. He's not really involved or engaged
No.
in the game.
And it's kind of sucky because like he has the potential to as well.
Yes.
Yeah, he has the potential to be really, really good at everything, but he's just like, just gonna sit back here and chill.
Yeah, it's like he's too laid back. Maybe at some point he's planning on turning it on, and that's his game plan. Hope it's not too late, but he just seems to just be, yeah, whatever, you know. And he didn't lie to Tucker either. He just kind of was like, yeah, okay, and walked away. Tucker noted that, but
Tucker noted too that when he went in there to talk to him to try to get the information out of him, he didn't like give him a hug, shake his hand, didn't do nothing, just turned around and left.
Yeah. He did. So I think he didn't give any bro love, is how he worded it, I think.
Yeah.
So, and that's that's no big deal, because he's probably thinking, dude, you probably just come off this comp. You've got all these people talking to you. I know I ain't in trouble with you. I haven't done anything to you. So you good? I'm good. I'm out.
Yeah, I think he just knows he's on the shit list because of who he voted for.
Yeah. And that was just because, well, he was on the wrong side of the vote. So, and I am so glad to see that we don't have these, oh, we all got to vote in unison bull crap games anymore. So that I'm glad that is gone. So, but yeah, on the feeds, apparently Brooke and Chelsea, who is totally shocked and is not handling being on the block very well, is apparently throwing Joseph under the bus and trying to trash him completely. And I'm trying to figure out
what for him,
his game,
voting differently, or because of how he's playing.
Because of how he's playing, because he's playing both sides. But I don't understand how they're blowing it up, because he's been Tucker's number 2 since like episode 3, 4. So
yeah, I mean, he might have technically been in other alliances, but he was kind of right in there with like Chemo and T-Core, I feel like.
Yeah, he was an outsider. Yeah. And then Leah, she's I don't know what she's doing. So
no, and I'm rather disappointed with Mackenzie too, because when she had that power, it was like nothing could stop her. But now that she doesn't, she's not really trying to.
Yeah, when she had the power, she went around and was telling everybody about the power. Well, that's great. You had to use it because you told everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Dear sweet Kenny screwed up everybody's game. So,
which, and I'm surprised to say this, but after watching last night's episode, I'm almost like, what would happen if Matt was here right now? What would happen?
I believe that Matt and Tucker would have chose sides of the house, and those two would be going back and forth at each other. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. So,
but it makes me wonder how like Matt would have handled the competitions so far.
Yeah.
Like, because like the beefy guys was like him, Cam, and Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder like how like he would have done on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's loving his time on the outside, milking the teat of Big Brother. So, and Matt, if you watch this, Georgia boy here, Tried to get you on the show. I know you don't have an NDA. Get your ass in gear. Drop me a letter. Come on this show so Shay can yell at you. I promise you, I'll make
Please.
her wear a tube top. Yeah. So,
I might just stay down here and not wear anything.
whoa. Well, I need the Uncle Rico family to find Matt and get him on. Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit back, just hear enough, and just be like, you know what, you piece of shit, you piece of shit.
You know what? Sweet Kitty K, I talk trash about you. You're welcome on this show. You're welcome on the Friday show to talk public safety stuff if you're a real cop. So come on.
I just want to hear about all the shit your wife gave you, and is still
Oh,
probably
my
giving
God.
you.
Yeah. You took
No,
away
just bring your wife on. Just bring her too.
Yeah, bring Mrs. Sweet Kitty K on. So maybe I should find her email address and email her. She's not under an NDA. She'd probably gladly come on.
Be like, nah, I'll tell you what a shitty job he did.
Boston strong my ass.
She'll probably be the one saying that.
Absolutely. So yeah. I did hear another controversy this week going around the internet. And I've heard this controversy before from other house guests in previous seasons. But when you draw for the players to pick for the power of veto, they say that there's more chips in there than there are players. So in other words, somebody's name may be on 5 different ones. Somebody's maybe on 2. Because, and I didn't think about this, but the internet caught it. Joseph has played in every POV.
Mm-hmm. Well, but he did only play last time because Tucker chose him.
That's true. That's true. So
yeah, because both Tucker and Cedric were picked, and they brought in Joseph and Brooke.
Yeah, I've heard that one before. I don't know that I buy that because you can't gauge. I mean, we would have thought that the wall comp would have been longer, and we would have thought people like Mackenzie would have lasted. So you can't gauge by a person's looks or attitude how they're going to win or not win.
Well, because I mean, look at Rabina.
That close. I mean,
the last woman standing on there.
Yeah. I think they said it was what, like 2 seconds or something. Yeah, it was close. So it wasn't photo finish, but it was damn near it.
No, so Brooke and MJ both came off at 18 minutes, and then.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking you were about the AI.
What do you mean? For last week's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was that close, yeah.
No, me and Amanda full on thought that she was going to win because she had the last ball up there, and she had just hit it, and then at that point, Julie had said Mackenzie won.
Yeah. Well,
so it was,
and then stopped saying it, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, Mackenzie won."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ruby, yeah, you're right. She held onto the wall. Nobody would have thought that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, so.
But like I was saying before, I think they're underestimating her because she hasn't had to prove herself until now. But now that she's so tied in with Tucker, she's a target.
She's really tied in, I'm understanding.
Yes, she is.
Send me the link. I got to see this.
I can make that happen.
Big Brother porn. So,
I mean, you kind of have to use your imagination, but.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're a pervert. You're watching with night vision, so come on.
Yeah, you are.
under the covers. And all you're hearing are noises.
Well, and you can't make out all the noises, so.
Yeah, it's fine. The past seasons when they've had the ability to rewind, they'd be like, "Oh, at 10 minutes after 8 last night they did it." And people would be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's like, come on, guys. So now I don't know how the people on X and Facebook are circumventing the system and recording it. I'm assuming they've just got a camera up on several streams and it's just recording it all. I don't know how else they're doing it.
Or
But
I think they're like screen recording the
yeah, the live feed.
Yeah.
And thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
So, hey, Rock Solid, how are you this evening? So yeah, it's
You're
great.
late.
He's late. Yeah, that's your number one fan, isn't it? Maybe. Yeah. My number one fan hasn't shown up in a while, so.
You're right. She hasn't.
No, she's dumped me. She's probably found another podcast. So
they can have her.
It's the life of a podcast. You're just jealous. So I've one. You've got multiple. Come on, can't I have one?
Well, I mean, you could at least have one that's not living out of their vehicle and drunk and looking two separate ways.
I mean, my morals aren't really that high, but maybe a step or two for that.
Hey, I'm telling you, we start the book channel and it'll bring in the ladies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what part I'll play in this, but
you just press the button.
Well, all right. Rock Solid said he is the president of the Shade. And okay,
yes, he's already gotten his T-shirt.
I ain't even got a T-shirt. WTF? So we're gonna have to start addressing this because we're gonna have another show coming on soon where we're gonna have a Shay and a Shay. So I've got to start training the audience and myself to call you Shay.
So I was gonna say, so now you have to separate it as Shay and Shy, like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too. So yeah,
she can, or we can just both be Shay, and we'll just just one of us. It'll be one of us. Who knows?
When I say, "Hey Shay, can you do this for me?" So,
and she's gonna be like,
"Why do you want me to do this?" So,
no, the other one.
That's right.
I don't know. I'm still full on trying to convince her that I'm crazy. So
you have to work at that. Being with me should be enough, I think.
Well, she doesn't know that yet.
Oh, that's true. I've got a good outside personality and demeanor, so they say. So they just don't know the real me. Rotten, nasty.
This is what you get.
I'm a dirty, low-down, rotten scoundrel. So
no, I'm full on trying to convince her that that you have to have a cop on Friday nights to keep me in line. So
I do need a cop on Friday nights. I went and met an officer tonight, actually, or this afternoon, and we traded some challenge coins, sat around, told war stories, got a tour of the state capitol, and I like it, and then they're trying to, why don't you move up here? Come on, I can hook you up. Snow. 4 feet in one day. Snow. No.
Well, you're gonna have to start saving for your oh shoot, what's the, it's not a snowblower. Snowmobile, yes, you're gonna have to start saving for your snowmobile.
I'd kill myself on one of those things. Do you know that they can go up to 200 miles an hour?
I didn't.
Yes, because my son has one, and he told me that his very first season. He says, yeah, they get out on the lakes and they get them racing, and they go up to 200 miles an hour stock. Wow. I really wish you hadn't told me that. Thanks.
Yeah, no, with having family from up in New York know I know how bad it gets. You couldn't pay me enough.
Yeah. So if you're in Florida, hey, we'll talk. I may be alone, but hey, we'll talk. So
Nah, I'm good right about here. You know, winter can be a little nutty because they don't salt our roads or anything.
yeah.
Granted, they have gotten better since we now live in a national park. But not to brag or anything. But yeah, our roads they don't salt at all.
Yeah.
And I've got the tiniest little vehicle.
Yeah, so when it snows, you're snowed in, yeah.
No, so I keep winter tires all year round.
Yeah, well, their roads here are mostly all dirt in Vermont, which is weird. But like I said, you're now on State Highway 14. Looking around going, it's dirt. It's freaking dirt.
How am I? Was there a sign?
Yeah. And then even Google Maps told me you're now on the State Highway 14. I'm going, oh, but I did see my first Fisher cat. So,
a what?
A Fisher cat. It's like this. It's kind of a cross between a feline and a wolverine, and they're common up here, and they attack people. And I saw one.
Oh.
So yeah, I saw one.
Oh, weren't you talking about that the other night?
Yeah. Because they eat like little kids and stuff. Don't leave your kids out. You get Fisher cats up here, alligators in Florida, and yeah, they were their delicacy is porcupine, and I didn't realize that there was a large porcupine population in the Great Northern Kingdom.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but yeah, there's lynx, there's snow cats up here. And of course, they still have an occasional timber rattler during the summer. So they kind of got the best of both worlds. Yeah. You got weasels and minks, and it's cool. But once again,
I'd like to see a weasel.
Or they have moose. I haven't seen a moose.
Oh, no. You know some crazy shit that happened here the other day?
What was that?
In Beckley. Somebody had a fucking kangaroo.
What?
In Beckley, West Virginia, a kangaroo in West Virginia.
Did they mail her? How the hell do you know?
It's legal here. You don't have to have a permit.
We had, it might have been before you came on, but we had an episode where we talked about, because in some states, you can have crazy stuff like that. And that was on one of the episodes where we talked about it. And in Tennessee, you have to have like a permit to have 2 koala bears or something. There was all weird laws and stuff. So we need to go back and revisit that now.
I'll have to, because it was on there. There's a crazy news page that is strictly they had to make their own page for how much crazy shit comes out of Beckley, which is about 45 minutes from me. And I saw some crazy stuff when I worked over there, but nothing compared to, there's like right now, somewhere here in Beckley, there is a man hanging from a street lamp. I don't know what he's crawling on, but he's dressed as Superman, or he's dressed as Spider-Man, swinging. Wow. He looks like he's trying to be one of those sexy erotic dancers that dance on the they climb like the silk rope looking stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like he's trying to do that, but out in the street in Beckley, dressed as Spider-Man.
Wow. Yeah, well,
right here. I was running late to work today because a kangaroo was running around in the road at Mud Fork, of all things, what is a full-grown kangaroo doing running around the streets? And somebody said, out of the 33 years I've lived in West Virginia, I never in my whole life thought I'd see a kangaroo running around.
Yeah, definitely not indigenous. Well, Mom
No,
Street.
and those
two
suckers are
houses
mean.
up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mom Street, 2 houses up, they have zebras. Because I thought they were just weird looking donkeys or something, and so
Well, you can get a zonkey.
And he said they breed zonkies for the state of Tennessee, and that's why I have all these zebras. And I'm like, how the hell do you get a zebra? I mean, what do you mail her this shit? How do you?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you have to do trade like China does with the pandas at the zoo. You've got to like trade them so much.
I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. So I couldn't believe that. But yeah,
I just feel like I need to know what this person went through to bring a kangaroo back to West Virginia. And in a relatively small suburb as well.
That reminded me of
a kangaroo going through customs through Yeager Airport.
Do you remember the Ernest Saves Christmas movie where they had put the reindeer in shipping containers and shipped them to Florida, and they were breaking out of the containers, and the 2 guys in there were like, not sure what this is. That was probably what it's like. So, all right.
I don't fucking know, man. I sent you a screenshot of it because it's pretty nutty, but that's a big ass kangaroo too.
I don't know where you find a kangaroo. Yeah, we'll have to revisit that for one of our Misfit show. So
yeah, I agree.
And I have another comedian. I have 2 comedians now that would like to come on. So we're gonna get some
fantastic.
This week on the Paranormal Guys Wednesday night, we have a special guest, a musical guest. She's going to be great. And then we have a genuine Wolfman. So you might want, what the heck is that? You might want to make sure you tune in for the Wolfman. I'm excited.
Sorry, she's deciding to be a pain in the butt right now.
Oh, she's needy. So, well, I haven't seen mine in over a week. So, what do you got coming up? You just had your show today, didn't you? How'd it go?
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't end it as crazy as I did last week, but they were kind enough to throw me a bone and made my how you little
PETA, BobbyDizzle.com.
She bit me in the boob.
The luckiest rabbit in the world. I want her foot.
But have you heard the fake news story that went around a couple years back about Rob Zombie?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
So, me and my best friend had come across this story a while back, and whenever I got on there, because I was still going, I guess I was still on like Friday night mode, and I was like, oh shit, I got to go back and re-record that because that's my sign off. Because the first time I read the story, I was laughing my ass off on the radio because it was so me and my best friend absolutely love Rob Zombie. And so a couple years back, this news article came out. Multiple people began reporting a man who was believed to have bypassed security and made it onto the highly secure red carpet during the pre-show. This feat is nearly impossible as the Oscars is one of the highest profile events of the year. While the man casually strolled down the red carpet, a security team rushed to take the intruder down to remove him from the event. As he was tackled, a pack of Marlboro cigarettes fell from the man's pocket, bouncing off of the ground. He didn't appear to resist any of the efforts of the security team, but he could be heard screaming, "Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. I slam in the back of my Dracula." Almost immediately, people nearby began speculating that the man was possessed. There's only one problem. It was actually Rob Zombie, a noted film director and legendary musician in the hard rock and heavy metal world.
Oh, that's great.
So anytime her and I see anything that's Rob Zombie, we tag each other. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that would be fucking hysterical to tell on there. And then I realized that was where I had to sign off. And I was like, I'll leave you with a great little story that now, if I have to remember it every time I listen to my favorite Rob Zombie song, you do too.
That's great.
I'm glad I had to re-record it, because trying to get through saying I dig through the ditches, I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do multiple takes. It's not as easy as one believes. So
no, I'm pretty sure I always do at least 4. Because I always end up, or I was trying to do a part going over. There's a junior firefighter camp next year, and I could not, for whatever reason, say leadership correctly because of something previously. It was always like leader slip or something, and I'm like, good. Like I'm gonna throw this microphone. So I had to, and I'm like, quit trying to read so quickly. So I was like, leadership, and I'm like, and then I ended up, the first time I get it right, I end up screwing up later and have to record it again anyway. So I'm like,
at the very end. Yeah. I'm with you. So are you doing any of the other? You're doing Flashback Fridays?
Mm-hmm.
Are you just Mondays, or are you doing any of the other shows? Or
no, Mondays and Fridays until you come back.
Okay. Well, heck, if you do good enough of a job, they may just fire me. So
you've already been let go. You just don't know it.
Probably just checks in the mail. Story was Black Sunshine. So all right. Well, so we have that lined up for Wednesday. I'm not sure on Friday how we're going to do it yet, because there may or may not be a show, to be determined at this time. So
for Friday?
Yeah, for Friday. And then Saturday shouldn't be an issue. So I'm just going to have to drive several states and set up real quick, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll come up with something crazy.
Yeah, well, last time I got stuck in traffic and Kyle started the show, so it'll work. It's not that big a deal. So I'm not getting stressed about it anymore. So I used to get stressed, but not anymore. So, all right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate it. Please remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe. And as always, check out our other shows Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And you can also find us both on the Thin On Rock Station. Go over and check them out. Don't forget to check out the Parapost Network on Facebook. And
right as you're doing that, everything falls over beside me.
Wow. And check out yergsradio.com and Rainbow Radio. We're also on there live. So we appreciate the support of all those. We will see you soon.
Bye.